This FIFA Club World Cup weekend match picks edition of the Premier League Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog. Get up to $1,000 deposit match when you sign up at underdogfantasy.com. Promo code PLGP. Welcome, everybody, to the Premier League Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. My name is Malcolm Bamford, coming to you from Newcastle upon Tyne in the northeast of England. Today is Thursday, June the 19th. We are here to handicap some more FIFA Club World Cup action over the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Friday, that kind of thing. We'll have a look at the midweek stuff that's gone on. We've got the Premier League fixture announcement to have a look back on, as well as some other bits and bobs and some mild shenanigans. Joining me, enthusiasm check on Mr. Barry Penaluna. Baz, how we doing?
I'm all right. I'm just fine. That was quite a seamless introduction, wasn't it? We pressed all the buttons on time. You spoke on time. That was the best yet. That I tell you what, the difficulty is I start that 1 minute countdown for YouTube and try and not to get distracted within that minute, because I've got to press a button at the end of the minute. But I haven't got the type of brain that can just fixate on one thing for a minute. So during that minute, I start looking at my phone. I'm on TikTok. I'm on Twitter. Like, I've got to fill that minute somehow, and then trying to remember to come back. So the other day, I think I let it sit there for about a minute over the end of the countdown, didn't I? But yeah, we nailed it today.
Well, good. I mean, the hands in the air system is working. We'll get to a point in 3 or 4 weeks, Baz, where we don't need that anymore. You can just do it, and if you can train your brain to be not like a teenage girl and go on TikTok in fucking 1 minute. How can you not spend 1 minute not going on TikTok?
I don't know. Got issues.
Well done. We have getting used to this new studio, and it looks like we've nailed it, Barry, like the professional young broadcasters that we are. So as I said, the Club World Cup carries on at pace. We are currently 9 minutes into Seattle Sounders against Atletico Madrid. It's been a little bit quieter the last few days. I haven't quite enjoyed it as much, Baz, but we'll get onto that in a little while. Who is in the chat? From the bottom up, Callum's here. Callum was just in the MLB show. Well done, Cal. Appreciate that. Smudger is here. Andy Williams. The Backus family are here too. If you are kicking about, by all means, say hello. First thing we need to get to, Baz, is the fixtures, the Premier League fixtures. We were all excited about that, weren't we? Terza was beside himself. Oh, look at Barry's made a graphic. Well, made a graphic. Did you make it or screenshot it? Where'd you get that, Baz?
I just took it off Google somewhere, didn't I?
Okay. So the fixtures came out on Wednesday. We had a competition running. There was upwards of 3 entries, Barry. Well, sorry, upwards of 3 full entries and 1 partial entry. And I'm proud to announce that I won the competition by getting 2 correct. I did tell you Sunderland v West Ham was absolutely nailed on. And I also got Brighton v Fulham as the other one. Yes, Brighton v Fulham. 2, which was 2 more than anybody else got. No one else got any at all. You tried to claim a belated posthumous point for saying that Newcastle play Man United around Christmas, which wasn't the game for a start. And
I've not tried to claim
knows that. I mean, the framework was the bits of framework we got wrong were Manchester United bringing it home to someone shit when they got Arsenal. And I did think Everton would bring it home on that first day. We said Leeds would get a TV game. Did I have Leeds on the Monday night? I think I did. Yeah, Leeds v Villa on the Monday night. So I'll tell you what, half a point for that as well, because Leeds are on the Monday night. But it's home to Everton. But apart from that, Liverpool, Bournemouth, Villa, Newcastle, the Saturday lunchtime game's not ideal, particularly for Newcastle, because we always get humped at Villa. That's the problem there. Anything jump off the page for you, Baz?
No, I almost went with Villa Newcastle, but didn't because it happened last year. So I thought, well, that's not going to happen again. But then it did. But yeah, I mean, I've seen a lot of people trying to analyze these fixtures and look at who's got the easiest run in, who's got the easiest opening.
Fucking ridiculous, isn't it?
You just play all of them twice over the season. Like, it doesn't matter, does it? So I heard a lot of people saying we've got a really, really hard start. It doesn't matter, does it? We get Liverpool or Villa out the way early on. So be it. Everyone's got to play the same games. Just crack on.
Well, you see, Newcastle go to Villa, then get Liverpool at home. Might be brilliant. Might be the best 2 weeks of the season to play them. It might be the worst 2 weeks of the season to play them. The sequence might be great. The sequence might be shit. It's a load of bollocks. Lee's claiming he got Chelsea v Crystal Palace, right? So he can have a point. Second prize, unfortunately, pays nothing. And Callum couldn't be asked to write down which teams he'd already made on the list. So he kept putting teams in more than once because he's a divvy. So opening day games, Baz. You haven't looked at the odds, have you? The odds are priced up here, so we can make some way too early. I'll tell you what we need to do here. Like, we need to pick one winner now and like have a tenner every week on it between now and the start of the season. So when the first week comes around, we've got a massive bet on something stupid. And we'll pick the 1-1 draw of the week, maybe, out of that lot. But we'll go to the nominally the biggest game, Baz. Man United against Arsenal, which is the Sunday afternoon game. Here's what I want you to do. Baz, price it up for us. Come on, what have you got?
Oh, I'm going to have Arsenal as favourites. I think Arsenal will be good. I think Arsenal will be good value here. I reckon you'll get Arsenal around about even money. Man United 5-2, draw 9-4.
Not bad, Baz. Arsenal 6-5 plus 120. 11-5 Man United plus 220. 12-5 the draw. So yeah, Arsenal clear favourites there.
That's the bet then, isn't it? 6-5. Someone to beat Man United at Old Trafford.
It's fucking that. Is that it? We should just stop there.
We've found it, haven't we? I don't know if you'll find a better 6-5 shot out of that at this point. Yeah.
What price would that game have been? 12th of April last season.
What, when Man U weren't winning any games against anyone?
Arsenal 3-4, 4-6.
Definitely odds on.
Yeah, 6-5 is a mad price. Couple of tricky ones yet to price out, Baz. I'll throw out for you. Leeds v Everton on the Monday night. How would you price that up?
Oh God, I'd take Leeds to get some. It's going to be a closely matched one, I'm assuming. 6-4 Leeds, slight favourites. Maybe 7-4 Everton. 5-2 the draw.
You're not a million miles away, Baz. It's a match. It's 8-5 each of two, plus 160 each of two, with the draw at 23-10. I'll give you one more, Baz, because it turns out this is a lot more boring than I'd hoped. Price me up Sunderland v West Ham.
Oh, I'm going to go with a similar line, around 6-4 Sunderland, 7-4 West Ham, 5-2.
You got this one wrong. Sunderland, West Ham are the same price as Arsenal. West Ham 6-5, Sunderland out at 9-4.
I thought they'd give Sunderland a bit more credit for a home game and the fact West Ham aren't very good, but yeah,
there you go. Atletico Madrid have hit the front against Seattle. Atletico Madrid 1, Seattle Sounders nothing. Andy Williams is in the chat, Barry, and I wanted to mention young Andy here because, just to put you to shame, Barry, Andy a couple of weeks ago was nominated for an FA Volunteer of the Year award, and indeed did win said award. He got told a few days ago. So Andy coaches local team here in Newcastle. I'll be honest with you, he kind of rides on the coattails of the other coach, Baz, who's really the brains of the operation, and he carries the bibs. He pulls that trolley. He's got one of those trolleys. He pulls that. I mean, I've never seen anyone pull a trolley like him. But he did get nominated, and he did win. So congratulations, Andy. You are salt of the earth and the sort of person. Our great game is nothing without. Barry, have you ever been nominated for anything like that?
I got some sort of recognition award, but certainly not Volunteer of the Year.
Yeah, from the FA as well, the actual FA,
I think
not just Newcastle Benfield or whatever. Yeah, well done, Andy. Proud of you. Okay. The college football team previews are back. I keep mentioning these because they're very good. Colby and Moneyline Mac previewing every FBS college football team. You do not want to miss it. Let me tell you, they are very good. Some things I noticed from the Club World Cup, Barry. Did you see the double wall this week? Ooh, Inter Milan against Monterrey, and they had a free kick right in the middle of the goal. It was like 20 yards out, but it was dead centre. So they built a 3-man wall on this side, and they built a 3-man wall on this side, and left a gap in the middle. It was the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Interesting. I like
never
it.
seen
Different.
Yeah. Because Inter Milan had like 2 little walls in front of it. So the keeper, it was basically like a big penalty. Like it was like a 20-yard penalty because they just cut off the rest of the goal. Said, right, have a crack from there. So that was good, Baz. And the new rule, if the goalie hangs onto it too long, do you know this? The goalie hangs onto it too long, what happens?
It's a corner.
It's a corner. Well, it's happened twice, Baz. I've seen it.
I didn't know. I thought it was a Premier League thing. I didn't realise it was a global change. But yeah, I don't like it. It sounds ridiculous.
Yeah, the Al Hilal keeper got done the other day, and I can't remember who the other one was. So bets on who's the first Premier League keeper to get done for that, because it's got to be Arsenal, hasn't it? It'll be funny if it's Arsenal, because their fans are going to entire meltdown about how they're referee different to everyone else. But also the horrible cheating bastards. So that numbnuts Ray will absolutely get done in the first week. The other one's Jordan Pickford.
Pickford was the first one that sprung to mind for me, yeah.
There's got to be someone will price that up, I think, the first team. If not, we'll price it up and we'll take your money illegally over here. Actually, Andy says he's down to the final 2 for that award, out of 400. So he hasn't won it yet. He's down to the final 2. But anyway, good luck, Andy. I'll probably just jinx you now, unfortunately. Picks-wise, Baz, I think I hit 1 out of 4, which wasn't ideal. Dortmund were rubbish. We both had different ways of handicapping Dortmund. So I assume we both lost because they drew 0-0. The Ulsan Hyundai against Mamelodi Sundowns was the one where the prices were the wrong way around. Turns out they were the wrong way around, just the wrong way around. I took that as a sign that Hyundai should have been shorter for the game. What it means is Hyundai should have been bigger for the tournament. So I was right, but I picked the wrong thing because fucking hell, they were dog shit. Luckily, they were so bad, it means we can use that to our advantage in a little while. So more to come on Ulsan Hyundai in the next half an hour or so because they owe some money, but we can get that back. Al Hilal was a good winner, over half a goal, plus half a goal against Real Madrid. That was a nice little winner because they actually played quite well. And then Palmeiras today against Al Ahly, both teams to score, was another unlucky one. I don't know how Al Ahly haven't scored yet in this competition. So yeah, only 1 out of 4. Not very good for me. Did you pick any winners, Baz? Have you even checked?
I had 1 out of 4. I took Dortmund handicap, shite. I took Man City handicap, shite. Pachuca against Salzburg, I took over 2.5 goals. Was the winner for me, coming in around even money. And the last one was Palmeiras, doubled up with Porto. And unfortunately, Porto stunk the place out. So got off to a good start with that one. My group betting stuff's off to a good start, though, because I've got Palmeiras to win that group. So Group A, Palmeiras 7-4 to win the group. Off to a good start there. I think a draw in their final game would be sufficient. A draw against Miami would put Palmeiras top of that group. So that's gone all right. Group H, I've got Al Hilal to qualify at 5-4, and obviously getting off to a good start with a draw against Real Madrid and playing really well. Gets them into a really strong start as well. And the other one is Casablanca to score 0 points, and they have currently got 0 points. So the pre-tournament stuff's going well, but the match pick's not so good.
I've got no idea how Casablanca didn't score against Manchester City, because they got in so many really good positions. Not necessarily clear-cut chances, but just in really good positions and couldn't work it correctly. Because we took Casablanca as the lowest scoring team. So they're still sitting on 0. It does look like Auckland City will end on 0. But we said the dead heat was what we were after. So we're still live, but fuck knows how they didn't score on that one. They played completely differently to how I thought. Amrabat, big fatty who ran around loads from Morocco, signed for Man United, didn't run around at all, and then ran around loads again yesterday. He was really visible on the. He was like playing right wing, like he's clearly just a tournament bloke. Like, I'm gonna have this. I'm on the telly. Bit of a weird one. I have no idea where Inter Miami's performance came from the other night. Tonight, sorry, when they beat Porto, because they were poor. I had a chat with someone on Twitter this morning. The gulf in class, the prices, you had to get involved with Porto. And Porto were 1-0 up, and then all of a sudden, Miami did get the soft free kick, but Messi scored a good free kick, and it wasn't really a fluke final. I did want to fade Porto over the tournament. I had no interest in them, but I thought they'd be too good for Miami, because there was no way Miami were going to win that game on the back of how they played the other night. So, yeah, Callum talking through his pocket. Porto had done him in as well. So we'll keep going anyway. We've done the same as we did the other day. We've made 4 or 5 picks each. We'll get to them after I've told you first about the Circa Resort and Casino in Las Vegas, giving away the ultimate fantasy football experience for a 12-person league to draft in Vegas and be treated like VIPs for the stay. A limo ride from the airport, a $5,000 tab for stadium swim, and a hotel stay for you and your 11 league mates. All our listeners can get 15% off all Circa properties with the promo code SGP15. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/circa to enter the ultimate fantasy football contest. And we're brought to you by mybookie.ag. MyBookie is your place to bet on every sport, including the NBA Finals and Stanley Cup. Easy deposit, light and fast payouts using crypto, loads of locations. Head to mybookie.ag, promo code PLGP for a 100% deposit match up to $1,000. T's and C's apply. That's mybookie.ag, promo code PLGP. Just talking back to the fixtures, Baz. My least favourite day of the year, Newcastle home to Liverpool. Week 2, our first home game. That's the day I get back from holiday. And the amount of people today, bastards, people I've never spoken to, saying, "Are you getting back? Can I have those tickets?" Oh, I had people after the tickets. Do you think that game's going to get put back to the Sunday for telly? Surely, isn't it?
No, I think the fixtures are set on. Let's look, because let's bring them back up. They've already got the time set.
Week 2, Baz.
Oh, week 2. Yeah, sorry, I'm being stupid. Yeah, you would think Newcastle Liverpool will be televised.
No, it's not. That's not a Saturday lunchtime game either. That's the Sunday for the rest of the fixtures that weekend. There's not much on, like.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it'll end up on telly, that one.
Yeah, I'd be royally disappointed. So the kids were eager to draft the games already for next season. But until we know if we can go to that Liverpool game, then they didn't want to draft, because Liverpool will be involved in that draft. So the draft didn't take place. The highlighter pens were left on the table. So when the week 2 TV games are sorted out, I'll let you know how that draft goes, because that's pretty good crack. We will start with, right, I'm going to have to find the page. Yeah, I'm on the wrong page. Club World Cup. Yes. Matches. Yes. Have I done Friday? What have you got, Baz? How many and what days?
I've got 2 from Friday, so we'll get them in early. Saturday and a Sunday.
Okay, so I've left the overnight one, PSG Botafogo.
Yeah,
the page has just gone. Why has the page done that? It's a bit backwards. Yeah, the overnight one, PSG, Botafogo's being ignored. So 5 o'clock on Friday, which is a midday kickoff, I have gone to Benfica against Auckland City. Firstly, so I can handicap the correct team this time in Auckland City. Benfica are 1 to 500. So what's that? Minus 5,000 or something stupid like. What are you laughing at? Did you not do this game, Baz?
No, not at
No,
all.
fair
1
enough.
to 500.
50 to 1 the draw. 66 to 1 Auckland City for the win. I have to do this game.
This is ridiculous. 50 to 1 the draw.
Here's the thing, Baz. There's got to be an angle. You just got to be good enough to find it. You obviously haven't been asked to find it. Luckily for everyone, I'm just the man to get involved. And the angle, Barry, is that there's an overreaction here to that 10-0 Bayern Munich win. The bookies have overreacted. Now, I'm not saying I'm taking Auckland at 66 to 1. So, a couple of things involved in here. Bayern love battering bad teams. That was part of the handicap when we handicapped them to beat the other team that wasn't the right team last time. But they do like battering the bad teams. Say they've put up 9 in the Champions League against Salzburg last year, stuff like that. Benfica just aren't as good as Bayern Munich. And I don't think they'll go as mad. It's the second game of the tournament, Baz. It's just going to be a little bit more chill. And Bayern... It was like a couple of periods in that game. So I'd gone down to my dad's. It was 1-0 when we left. He only lived down the street. It was 4-0 by the time we got home. Like, there was a couple of little periods of the game where it just got away. But then for 20-odd minutes at the start of the second half, they didn't score. 22, 23 minutes. Like, they didn't score like the 65th sort of minute. So I just think the bookies have gone a bit mad here. Under 7.5 goals was too short. It was just the wrong. It was about 20 points too short, unfortunately. So I've gone for under 7, Baz. So we're getting the push at 7. 9 to 10, minus 111. And I've got a cheeky bet here as well, Baz, which is the first half to have the most goals. So that Bayern game was 5-5, the same in each half. But Benfica will get ahead, and then I will think it might just die off. A few substitutions. It might just fizzle out a little bit when it gets to 6 or 7. Like, teams don't go and run it up like Bayern do. Benfica say, right, we've got the win. Let's just relax a bit. Auckland will make some adjustments, I think, as well. They weren't terrible for large parts of that game. So the first half to have the most goals is 7 to 4 plus 175. Just a completely different angle in. But I do think under 7 goals, we might just have to take the push at 7 because that extra half a goal buggered it up completely. But I'll take under 7 at 9 to 10, minus 111. Oh, actually, I've got another. I fucking love this game, Barry. I've got another bet here underneath. Goalkeeper saves. And it's the Benfica goalkeeper, not the Auckland City goalkeeper. We're not about the forklift truck bloke. We're about the Benfica goalkeeper. Over half a save. Anatoly Trubin, his name is, if you're interested. Over half a save is 7 to 10, minus 142. So if you want to stick that in your bet builders, Auckland's got 1 shot on target against Bayern. Keeper made a save down low. They should have got another one off. Kid went 1-on-1, chopped inside instead of shooting. That should have been 2. And they won a couple of corners as well. So I think they can get 1 effort on target in this game. So I think over half a goalkeeper save, Baz, as well. I've gone far too deep into a game with a minus, with a 500 to 1 on favourite, Baz.
You have. I mean, I didn't even look at it at all, to the point I didn't even look at those prices. And when you read out 1 to 500, my first thought was that was a massive, massive overreaction to the Bayern game. So I think I agree with you. I think it's probably best going the other way. I don't mind the low scoring angle, and I don't mind the first half. You see it all the time in games where teams do win comfortably, where you can go 4-5-0 up, and people think, oh, they're going to get 10 here. And the second half just ends up being a 1-0 or a 0-0, and it just fizzles out because, you don't need to go run up a score. So yeah, I don't mind both of those picks. My first one is Flamengo v Chelsea. You will have the prices there, will you?
You know, Barry, I'm on mute doing something else, man. Flamengo against Chelsea, 27-10. Flamengo plus 270, 5-2 the draw plus 250, 19-20 Chelsea minus 105.
Yeah, so obviously both teams got off to a winning start, put themselves in the driving seat in terms of qualifying from the group. And I think a draw here wouldn't be the end of the world for either side, with easier game to come in the final round of games. Both sides won the first game 2-0, so hitting the under in both of them. I expected a bit more from Chelsea in terms of goals in that one. I took the Chelsea team total. I took them to score 3 or more against LAFC, and I think most people probably expected them to do a bit more. And having not done so, it's hard to see them changing that here against a decent Flamengo side who have got 7 clean sheets in their last 8 games now. Flamengo, they don't concede a lot of goals at all. So if Chelsea are struggling to put up goals against LA, I think they could also do so here. I'm taking Flamengo to keep this one tight, and it might be a bit more cagey this game anyway, with neither side really needing to take a risk. Point here would put them on both on 4 points and in good position for going through. I think the unders here looks the pick. 2 decent defences, particularly Flamengo. Under 2.5 goals for me between Flamengo v Chelsea at 4-5.
I looked at this game as well, Baz, because I wanted to get Flamengo involved. Obviously, they want to be outright picks to get down to the semis. They played well in the first game, so I wanted to keep them on side. And I'm not sold by Chelsea. They were bang average the other night against LA. We watched the game live when we were doing the show. And I wanted to get a piece of them here. So they both had 2-0 wins. Group H does have 2 underdogs in it. Chelsea looked the usual flaky selves, gave up plenty of chances. My pick here, I wouldn't mind Flamengo outright, double chance, something like that. But I've gone for Flamengo goals. We sat here and I watched LAFC make 5 or 6 presentable chances. Over 1.5 Flamengo goals is 5-2 plus 250, Baz. Lee's talking about the Premier League games on Boxing Day. I think there's going to be games on Boxing Day. They've put the whole list up on the 27th, but they've done that every game. What they'll do now is they'll pick and choose a few games and move them back to the Boxing Day. Yeah. So I think everyone's just having a bit of a old man shouting at a cloud moment. I think there'll be 3. There's talk there might even be 4, like a 12, 3, 5, and fucking 8 or something like that.
Yeah, I think we'll be fine. I think there'll be games Boxing Day. There would be. It'd be a travesty if they didn't put games on Boxing Day. I don't know what else I would do if they didn't have football on Boxing Day.
Well, I say fucking do something else. There's been loads of local football on, Baz. Get yourself down to the Stand. Get yourself down to Benfield, Whitley Bay, Morpeth, Blythe, Wickham, Dunstan. No?
Just tradition, isn't it? Tradition.
All right.
Stickler for it.
Right, okay. You shut up. What are we doing next?
I'm going to fire in because I'm in the same group. So I'm going to go in with LAFC versus Esperance de Tunis.
I've done this game as well, Baz.
Oh, well, that's all right then. Fairly brief one, to be honest. It's a short price as well. The 2 losers from the first round of games in the same group. 2 teams who failed to score in that first round of games. LAFC did create a few chances, as you just mentioned there, but they weren't able to take any. Esperance on the other side barely created anything against Flamengo, just 2 shots on target for them in that game. I think I can see why LAFC would be favourites here, and I think they might come away with a win. But if they do so, I feel like it's likely to be another low-scoring affair. I don't see many goals coming from these 2 teams. I think Esperance will probably try and contain LA. LA might break them down eventually, possibly win this 1-0 or something. So I don't mind LA as an outright pick at 5-6. But I do prefer the under 2.5 goals. I got there and it was a little bit short, but I've put it up anyway. It's 4-6, but I'm going for the under 2.5 in this one as well. Under 2.5 goals between LAFC and Esperance de Tunis.
I've done this game as well, Baz, and I came down completely on the other side. I didn't want anything to do with LAFC. I think the prices are too far apart. Now, I've run into a little problem, but the last line of my notes is that the MLS sides haven't impressed me so far. And then, obviously, 2 hours ago into Miami, I've gone and picked up a win. I've got my LA Galaxy top on bars. I've gone MLS crazy here. They're just not good enough to be odds on, regardless of who they're playing in. Esperance de Tunis are a well-experienced team, African Champions League, etc. 15-4 plus 375 is a decent price for Esperance, but the double chance, 9-10 minus 111 as well, if you want to be a little bit more cagey and get them involved. I've got one more game to do, but let me tell you first about Underdog going long for the NBA Finals, their extended bonus. Hop in game one, and the longer the series goes, the bigger the bonus. PLGP is the code to get a special pick and first-time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus credits. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code PLGP. And you've heard us talk about Rhythm before, but they've just dropped a game-changing feature called Power Trends. These are AI-detected patterns where Rhythm's model has consistently won and has a high ROI. Power Trends are updated daily, exclusive to Rhythm. No touts, no noise, just clean data-backed bets. Get your 7-day free trial, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. We haven't mentioned, talking about AI, Barry, stitched us right up, didn't it? On fucking the 1-1 draw of forever. Urawa Red Diamonds against, was it River Plate, I think? I saw Urawa equalised at one point, and then it got VAR'd off. And that was the turning point. So maybe it was the VAR that stitched us and not the AI. Anyhow, that didn't work, so load of shite. My last game here, Baz, I am confident about this. This is good. This is where we get our money back on Ulsan Hyundai. Saturday night, late on Saturday, 11 p.m. Saturday, which is 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Fluminense take on Ulsan Hyundai. And in fact, the prices have gone a little bit in. Fluminense have drifted slightly. They were 1-4 minus 400. They're now 1-3 minus 300. The draw is 17-4 plus 425. And Ulsan Hyundai have been nipped in from 9-1 to 8.5-1, 17-2. Ulsan Hyundai. I watched this the other day because this was the game where I thought there was a WTF with Mamelodi Sundowns. Mamelodi Sundowns played all right, actually, quite enjoyed them. But I thought Ulsan Hyundai were really poor. And I'm not just talking about, they didn't just play badly. They looked technically poor all over the pitch. The players just weren't up to it. I mean, maybe that explains the fucking massive drift before that game. But in all areas of the pitch, they were just bad. Now, you know I'm an excellent judge, Barry. And I judge that to absolute perfection. Fluminense did okay against Dortmund. The Brazilian teams are still going along nicely. The form line of these two games, those two performances, is absolutely miles apart. Fluminense on the handicap, minus 1.5. Was 4-5 minus 120. I'm just saying if it's a little bit of a fancier price here. Yeah, nearly even money, or 19-20, kind of minus 105. Baz, this is like finding money in the street. This is the one, Barry. Fluminense will come at this. Ulsan Hyundai were very, very poor, Barry. Fluminense handicap, please.
Yeah, I mean, I forgot to caveat my picks at the start by saying I still haven't watched a single minute of this tournament. So
get it on, Barry.
So it's all statistical analysis rather than the eye test for me.
You're trialing something different. If this works, Baz, you can do this in the Prem. Just don't watch any Prem and do the picks every week.
Well, so I mean, obviously it didn't work in the first round of games, but we'll see. I was just thinking when you went the opposite way in terms of fancying Esperance instead of LA, people need to decide: do you want the person who's actually watched both of those teams play football, or do you want the one who's just looked at some stats and came up with a pick? I'm not telling you which way to go. I caveated my picks last time, so if you followed them,
Well, on the last show, Barry, you've got one bloke who's watched all the games and got his picks wrong, and you've got another bloke who hasn't watched any of the games and got his picks wrong. So it's up to you. Who do you want to follow? I mean, come on, people, you decide.
Okay, yeah, I don't even, where would I watch these games? What channels it on? Is it terrestrial TV?
Right, well, I've had to learn how to pronounce this. How to pronounce the name of this channel, Barry? Are you aware of the channel that's spelled DAZN?
DAZN.
Oh, well, there you go, yeah.
On here.
DAZN, I didn't know it was pronounced that. I just thought it was Dazn or something. So anyway, if you sign up, everyone can get this game on. It's just free to sign up on the old laptop, Baz. It does try very hard to get you to pay for stuff, but if you just keep clicking no, then you can watch all the games for free. And obviously, it's on the old dodgy stick as well, if you're that way inclined. But yeah, get it on, Baz.
We'll see. Well, to be honest, it's not I'm not deliberately avoiding it. I just had other stuff going on, Malcolm, and it's not top of my agenda. It's just pre-season football. I've told you. I don't need to tune in to watch Ulsan Hyundai play Mamelodi Sundowns in front of 69 people. That was a bit of a shambles, wasn't it? What was the game where they were in Orlando?
People actually, Barry.
That's ridiculous. What is the point? Might as well have stayed at home. Anyway, I have another pick. I've got Mamelodi Sundowns against Dortmund. Made a bit of a mug of myself for Dortmund last week. Took them in the handicap before they toiled against Fluminense. Didn't see a blank coming because Dortmund had been full of goals to end the season. Mamelodi, obviously, just mentioned, got off to a winning start over Ulsan. But they still find themselves third favourites. Despite being top of the group, they're third favourites to finish top of the group. So the expectation is still that Dortmund will come from behind. And Fluminense will take the other spot as well. Dortmund are still favourites to win the group. In fact, they're 8-11, I think, to win the group here. So 2 wins would do that for them. But they're certainly going to need one here. Need to get back on track. And despite falling foul of this pick last time out, I'm going to go back to the well. I'm taking Dortmund in the handicap again. They'll be too good for Mamelodi Sundowns. They do need a win here. And the handicap's only -1.5. Dortmund to win by 2 or more here at 9-10 will be my pick in this one.
I wouldn't mind. I haven't looked at the odds of this game, Baz, but I wouldn't mind goals in this game. The pre-tournament handicap on Mamelodi Sundowns was that they're a load of fun, and then they were a load of fun in that game. Over 2.5 goals is 3-5, -166, which isn't a bad little parlay piece. Over 3.5 goals is 6-4, because Mamelodi Sundowns will join in. They were lively. They only won 1-0 the other night, but they had one disallowed for VAR. They took I'm surprised. I went to bed at 1-0. I'm surprised when I got up and it had finished 1-0 because they looked like scoring every time they went forward. So they could get one here. This could be 3-1 Dortmund. If it's not, Dortmund could get the 4 by themselves as well.
One thing I did notice, there seems to be a lot of clean sheets around. Both teams to score no must be on well ahead.
Goals-wise, it's fallen behind a little bit. The games haven't reflected that, though, Baz. This is the thing. There hasn't been many dog shit sort of nil-nils. Even that 1-0 I'm just talking about was wide open. So we're not out of it with the goals market. 183 is still in play. 196 has fallen down a little bit. Inter Milan scored 5, which helped out the other day on the back of Munich scoring 10. The one thing I've done myself over with on that market, Barry, is, and this is just poor planning on my part, there's no 3rd, 4th place playoff. I'd factored that in. I factored 64 games and there's only 63. I don't know why they're sending people home. It's not like they're normally bothered about making people... This entire tournament's playing games no one wants to play. So why they've taken that one out, I've no idea. But that might cost me that 6-1 pick, Baz. That's poor planning, isn't it?
It is indeed. I have got one more pick, though. I have got a Sunday pick, Salzburg v Al Hilal. Very short handicap, but just one I wanted to chuck in because I'd still want to keep Al Hilal involved. So I'm going to take Al Hilal in the team total here. You took it last week. You only needed the half a goal against Real Madrid. they have got goals in them, Al Hilal. They got one against Real Madrid there, and I think they can go one better against Salzburg. Salzburg have only got one clean sheet in their last 10 games. They don't keep many teams out. It's another short price, but I'm going to take Al Hilal team total at 8-13. Al Hilal score 2 or more against Salzburg will be my final pick.
Nice. Okay, well done, Baz. Good effort. Solid 40 minutes. Anything you need to tell us about? Anything you want to tell the people?
It's very warm, I can tell you that.
It is warm. It's going to be warm all weekend, Baz.
I know.
Hot
I am going to a gig in Sheffield on Saturday night. Can you imagine how roasting it's going to be inside there when it's 30 degrees outside? I'm at the Lead Mill. Lead Mill closes down. It's an iconic venue. I told you I was up there not long ago for a gig. It closes down. The landlords have sold the building and kicked them out after years and years of being an iconic music venue. It's the final week, and there's a few decent gigs on. So I am off to see the K's again with the kids, with the family. So yeah, and then
turned into a nightclub, but didn't get the kids out.
That's the one, yeah. So 11 o'clock, you can get your pints. It was 1980s prices as well. It was like £1.60 a pint or something like that. But only after the gig. During the gig, it was like £5 a pint. And then as soon as the gig finished, the prices come up on the screen, and it was like vodka and Coke, £1.60. Pint of Stella, £2. It was brilliant.
Very good.
So yeah, looking forward to going there, but it will be roasting. And then I'm gearing up for Germany next week. I am off to Berlin on Thursday. The lads trip, which you declined to take part in.
Correct.
So yeah, looking forward to that.
Yeah, well, I'm saving up for a holiday, Baz, innit? I had to put the van in to get its brakes done, and then they told me I had 2 illegal tyres on Tuesday. 608 quid, Barry. I was in for it. I know, yeah. Fucking hell. Absolutely wounded. So I've got 2 jobs this weekend. I'm working Friday and Saturday, and that's the money gone. So it wasn't even in one hand and out the other. It's not even in this hand, and it's already out the other. So I'm going out working. I'm over the river twice. South Shields Rotary Club tomorrow. That sounds boring. Fucking hell, middle-aged men. And then somewhere in Peterlee. I'm not sure. I think it's a 21st on Saturday, so it might be a bit more lively than South Shields Rotary Club. So that's me anyway. Aye, good. Right. So I don't know when we're going to do the show then, because Baz is in Germany. Not that he's contributed much to this in the first place. If you sit there and fucking...
I've picked as many winners as you have.
That's true, yeah. But at least find a badly researched winners.
We'll be back Sunday or Monday night, won't we? That's fine. I'm not away till next.
Yeah, of course, yeah. We'll sort that out. Right. Thank you very much, Barry. Thank you, everyone who joined us. I hope you're all enjoying the Club World Cup as much as Barry is. I'm going to do this with my hands, Baz. I'll say good luck with your bets, and we will see you all down the road. Cheers.